everyone. Welcome to the October 22nd, 2021 edition of News from the Front Lines of Business by DW Huff Consulting, where we help entrepreneurs know their numbers. Okay, well, happy Friday, everyone. Looks like we've made it through another week, and here we are again, a little bit earlier than normal. Gonna be doing a little traveling, but I guess more on that in a minute. But the fun with numbers for this week is 7.66. And that represents the amount of rainfall in a year in Scottsdale, Arizona, as opposed to the 90 inches or whatever it is here in Louisiana. And the reason why that's relevant is that we go into a seminar a little later on today regarding self-directed IRAs. This is some continuing education that we're about to take on here to better offer some services to everybody. Pretty major tax planning benefits from this particular type of a vehicle, and we've spent a lot of time doing some due diligence over in the past few years and past few weeks actually, and now the culmination that's going to be a trip out to Scottsdale with some attorneys who specialize in this area for some continuing training. So with that, kind of a quiet week on a news from the front. It's on the IRA topic, so I guess another reason why this self-directed IRA is becoming so important. And we look at the account balance that it takes to really, survive in retirement and be kind of well off. And the $1 million number is something that we kind of use as kind of a general target. And, it could be more or less depending on whatever else people have going on. But I saw this graphic earlier this week regarding the $1 million IRA. So, the question is $1 million enough to retire in America? And they looked at various parts of the country here, and if you had that $1 million and you were drawing off of it to live on, how long would that last you? So we see here in the South that's going to get you 29.2 years, so that's pretty good. I think most people, when you look at the averages, it's somewhere a little bit north of 30 years that people will spend in retirement. So having $1 million is not too bad here where we are, but you can see in some of the higher cost of living areas like the West and Northeast here, you might have a problem there. So that $1 million is going to dry up. If that's the only thing you have to use as a retirement resource, there's a potential that could dry up and really hurt you. But they broke it down a little bit further into more of the actual cities here. So we looked at New Orleans here in our area where it's 30.8 years. So $1 million is about what it takes here, assuming you don't have anything else to draw on. But I was a little bit surprised at some of the other areas. Though here we look at Memphis, Tennessee. I know I see a lot of people going up to the Tennessee area lately with vacation homes and things like that. So I was surprised that that was that low of a cost of living there. And of course, I guess the obvious areas like Los Angeles and Oakland and some of those areas in the West Coast where that $1 million goes pretty fast. I mean, the houses are close to $1 million, so I can imagine just living there is similar. So anyway, so that $1 million number is what we're still going to use, and I guess we need to keep in mind there that there's ways to get there. So even if you're starting late, some techniques that are outside of the normal, put some money in an IRA, invest it in the mutual fund type strategy that most people are accustomed to, are available. These self-directed IRAs allow you to not only invest in real estate and certain partnerships for rental properties and things like that generally you would see a higher rate of return on, but also cryptocurrency and some other more aggressive areas. And so if you start having some gains, you don't need to worry about getting beat up too bad on taxes, because you can hold these things in the retirement account while you're kind of building up your nest egg. So just keep in mind too, once again, I got to emphasize that this is not a specific recommendation for you to use any of these things. They're just available, and you should absolutely do your own due diligence and talk to people who get advice and people who are knowledgeable in the area. So we also recently saw some more follow-ups on this, the Build Back Better Act, and one of the things was this that you saw last week was a $600 reporting threshold for bank transactions. So whether the account had $600 in the account, or there's transactions going back and forth, they had all these possibilities here where all this data is going to be shared. And I guess another question that's come up is, what happened to the Fourth Amendment? Because essentially, it is sharing this data at just, any level, really, even if it's the $10,000 level that they're talking about now. Um, it's still a fishing expedition. So at the end of the day, where's the Fourth Amendment and all that? So the Fourth Amendment is supposed to protect people from unreasonable searches and seizures. So, law enforcement can't just walk into your house and look around for you breaking some law without, they have to specifically identify what law they think you're breaking, get a warrant, those sort of things. So, this Fourth Amendment protection also seems to be in danger with these essentially fishing expeditions. So, the IRS has a lot of data as it is already with different reporting forms like W-2s and 1099s and things of that nature. So here we're going to take it a step further and basically provide access to every single transaction for, who knows what purpose. So, we really can't rule out that this data will be misused or there'll be some sort of data breach and just one more place where all the sensitive data is now stored, on a federal government server as opposed to, in addition to the bank server where it already is. And now we just got this information just everywhere. And it's very, very concerning. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But we're expecting some more, I guess, reductions of the Build Back Better Act, so the 3.5 trillion. As we follow on this thing, it looks like it's going to be reduced quite a bit. So we'll see what becomes of what changes are required. But so, and with that, just get out there and enjoy the weekend. So my thought for the week here is this memento mori, and it's one of the Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, and then it translates into roughly, you could leave life right now, so let that determine what you do and say and think. So, I guess don't take today for granted. Get out there and live and have a good weekend. Nice weather again, once again, so 2 weekends in a row of gorgeous weather. So, get out there and live your life, and we'll be back at it on Monday.